The final push into creating the Phoenix Act was the crushing realization years later that he had done this to several people, and it was very likely there were more of it. So I tried to take my evidence to the state in an attempt to stop this from happening to anyone else. My evidence included photographs and video, not just relying on memory.
Several women have come forward in the past couple of weeks with similar allegations of against the shock rocker, but Esme Bianco is the first woman to come forward and describe the horror she says she experienced on camera.
We need to talk about the Marilyn Manson allegations posted on social media. So many people might not be familiar with every single person who came forward with allegations against Marilyn Manson, or how certain accusers might tie into Manson's counterclaims made in his lawsuit against Evan Rachel Wood and her ex-girlfriend Ashley Illma Gore. While I'm not going to discuss every single accuser in today's video, I will focus on some of the connections between the original allegations and what's in the court documents today, because a lot of these details have not been covered by the mainstream media and their connections. To provide context, I do need to go back to February 2021, when the allegations first emerged on social media, so I can connect some of the past events with current court documents. In February 2021, when Evan Rachel Wood posted her allegations on Instagram, she also shared allegations from other Manson accusers during the day in her Instagram stories. The details from each accuser would vary, but the underlying statements were about the same. They named Brian Warner, professionally known as Marilyn Manson, as their alleged misuser. Now, a majority of the allegations Evan would go on to share in her stories were from the same women that would later appear in the HBO documentary called Phoenix Rising. Yet, that's not the case for every single accuser. Or is it? In one of the many Instagram stories shared by Evan, she shared a link to an article published during the height of the Me Too movement back in February 2018. The article details allegations first posted on Twitter by actress Charlene Yee. In the article, it details what she posted on Twitter at the time. She said, quote, "On the last season of House, Manson came on set to visit because he was a huge fan of the show, and he harassed just about every woman, asking us if we were going to scissor, rhino, and called me a Chinaman." Why is it important to know that Evan Rachel Wood shared Charlene's 3-year-old allegations later on in February 2021, and how does this possibly connect to Marilyn Manson's counter-allegations made in his lawsuit against Evan Rachel Wood and her ex-girlfriend Ashley Illma Gore? According to Manson's lawsuit, he accuses Illma Gore, in coordination with Evan Rachel Wood, of planning a scheme to make false allegations against him and then publicly amplify these allegations for use in the Phoenix Rising documentary. With all of this context in mind, what exactly does this have to do with Charlene Yee and her allegations? According to a court document, 2 screenshots were shown to Illma Gore at her October 2022 deposition. One screenshot saved on Illma's former iPad is dated October 19, 2020. The screenshot shows a conversation between Illma and a woman named Charlene. Though the name appears to be misspelled, is this Charlene Yee? The conversation details Illma sending Charlene information in an email for Evan's meetup in October. In response, Charlene asks why they are not mentioning a name and why is there an avoidance of saying the name at all. We see some of Illma's response detailing withholding the name so it wouldn't be leaked for the safety of victims, as well as the start of a conversation which looks like Illma telling Charlene there's a federal investigation into Manson. In screenshot number 2, there's an October 14, 2020 Zoom link invite to Charlene, which means these conversations in text and email took place on that same date. The invite says the following: "Hey Charlene, I'm reaching out with more information about the meetup we spoke briefly over text about. It is a small informal meetup Evan and Esme are hosting with about 6 to 10 people that have a similar or the same experience as you. This message is a personal and private invite from Evan, as it would be really powerful to have you there. Below is the Zoom meeting information, and it says the following in bullet point form. A Zoom link will be provided to you on October 20th, 2020. Please wear earbuds or headphones. You will be asked to record your Zoom screen. If you are anonymous on your Zoom call, I can provide a screen background for you and voice changing instructions. The meeting will be filmed for documentation purposes, but you will not be asked to do a solo interview. You can ask to be anonymous before and at any time after filming. You will be updated before any captured footage will be used privately or publicly. Could actress Charlene Yi have been invited to participate in the Phoenix Rising documentary, suggesting her or others' involvement that was later not aired? In Phoenix Rising, there's a scene that depicts a quote, survivors meeting that takes place in October 2020. This survivors meeting occurs the day after the recorded Zoom call with Charlene, though no Zoom meetings are shown in the documentary. So does Manson's lawsuit have anything potentially to say about this? In his lawsuit, Manson alleges when Evan Rachel Wood came forward with allegations that Evan and Illma assisted and coordinated allegations with accusers for media attention, often with specific buzzwords, phrases, and talking points. It's alleged these coordinated allegations brought renewed attention to the Phoenix Acts, Evan Rachel Wood, and more manufactured content for Phoenix Rising. Not only is it alleged that Illma and Evan recruited, organized, and pressured just one person to make false allegations, but according to documents, apparently it was dozens, with others resisting to make false allegations while others did not. To highlight some of this, Manson includes alleged checklists of allegations, an alleged script, and later during Illma Gore's deposition, where she's shown these two screenshots of a conversation with Charlene, Illma is also shown a text message with accuser Ashley Morgan Smithline, who later recanted her allegations. The text message is dated the night before the allegations were posted on social media. When Evan shared these Instagram stories that included Charlene Yi, she also included an Instagram story by Charlene basically calling Manson what I will call underage, since we can't say certain words on YouTube. So if this was actress Charlene Yi who was reached out to for a Zoom call, how many other people joined this Zoom call? And why was it not added to the Phoenix Rising documentary? More importantly, what did they talk about? Because there's another allegation in Manson's lawsuit that a federal investigation was fictitious, but in the text message to Charlene, there's a mention of a federal investigation. And there's a lot more to the allegation about there not being an FBI investigation that I'm not going to get into in this video, so look forward to that in the future. It seems to me that Manson is slowly revealing his evidence in this lawsuit, but really a lot of the details Manson alleges or Evan Rachel Wood alleges isn't going to come out until this lawsuit goes to trial. So if you want to learn more about the Marilyn Manson allegations, what's being talked about in the media, and what's in court filings, make sure to hit the like button and follow me here.